Hello. I've spoken to many of you during these last few weeks about the status of Common Core in the state of Florida. What's the future of assessment? What about the accountability system? What about teacher evaluation? So I thought I'd bring you another update. We know that Common Core is probably here to stay in the state of Florida, but there's a few tweaks. They went through a process of getting input of teachers and community members. They did make some changes, included some pre-calculus, calculus standards for our high school standards, included cursive handwriting for the elementary grades. But largely, they are very similar to the Common Core standards that we have been implementing beginning with kindergartens a couple of years ago. So that will still have a process to go through to get final approval in the state of Florida, but I think it's very likely that those will be the new Florida standards, that they're going to go away from the Common Core title and call them our Florida standards. However, the most critical decision that we are facing is the decision of what will the assessment look like. We know that a single standard might be assessed differently, which would impact and influence the way it is taught. So that information is critical for all of our teachers to understand how will the assessment define mastery of that standard. That decision has not been made yet by the state. They've gone through a process, an ITN, an intent to negotiate with, and ask for companies to bid, and those companies will be reviewed, and it will be determined what will be the company that will author and develop this assessment for the state of Florida. 5 companies have been approved in that process, but the final decision won't be made until March. And it's unclear, depending on which company is selected, will it be something that will be developed by the company, or is it something off the shelf that is already developed? Because it appears only one of those companies really has a product that they are currently testing. Once that decision is made in March, there is a lot for the districts to do. Hopefully we will have a blueprint, specifications of what the test looked like, so we can analyze what are the impacts on instruction. What do our teachers need to know about this assessment? So beginning day one, they can begin to prepare our students for the demonstration of mastery on a test that is very high stakes. For 3rd graders, it will continue to be a requirement for promotion. It will be part of our standard diploma requirements for our freshmen going into high school and for our 9th graders that are currently in high school. So the impact is huge. For teachers, it will continue to be part of their evaluation potentially, particularly if that's their content area. And even for our other content areas of social studies and science, they contribute to how our students perform on those reading assessments. We have determined that we have to have a structure ready to inform our teachers about the parameters of the test, the specifications, and the impacts on instruction. We'll do that by having teams representing every school meet for a day after the end of the school year in the summer so that they can receive a training that then can be carried forward with all schools and their faculties during pre-service week of 14-15. 14-15 is a critical year. It's the year of the new assessment that will be administered. It will be the year that we go totally K-12, the Common Core, or the new Florida standards. But it is also the year that evaluation is ratcheted up to its final form, where supposedly every content area must be assessed. And the assessment not only impacts teacher evaluation through student performance and student growth percentages, but also can impact pay through the new performance pay salary schedule. Although that salary schedule need only apply to new hires and those that choose to go on it as of July 1st, 2014, it will still have a significant impact. So many unknown questions. Superintendents across the state are concerned of the speed of which we are moving into this new system. Their concern is that if we rush this, really disastrous results might occur. They're recommending a 3-year phase-in period so we can really understand the nature of the assessment, set appropriate standards for proficiency, but also be cautious in terms of how we interpret the data for accountability purposes and for teacher evaluation. So many challenges that we face, and minimal resources to really support this change, and certainly minimal amount of time to really do it the right way. So hopefully the legislature will listen to the pleas of superintendents and reduce some of the impacts of all of these changes in a single year. In the meantime, in our district, we are faced with the challenge of asking for the extension of the 1 mil additional tax that really provide our district additional resources. Right now, $40 million in our current budget that are critical for our quality instructional program. We've been busy out there educating our community to understand the impacts that this money has had on the quality of education in Sarasota County. Our financial advisory committee, made up of community members, businessmen, have analyzed the results, and they believe strongly that there is a return on this investment. Although there is not organized opposition, it is critical that we get the vote out. We don't have to tell people how to vote. We shouldn't, but we should educate so they can make a conscious decision. And we need to make sure people are registered by February 24th and that they go to the polls to vote on March 25th to indicate how they support education in Sarasota County. I really encourage you to go on the district website, sarasotacountyschools.net, and look at the left-hand column and you'll see a tab of referendum information. Go to that link and you will have lots of information to give your friends and family members and those people that will look to you for advice on how they may vote. So I encourage you to do that because each one of us has the ability to educate others in such an important decision for not only our school district, for our entire school system and the community. It is so important that we keep our focus on what really matters during these challenging times. I have an opportunity almost every day to go into classrooms and see the good work that is happening. I really am encouraged to see the way our teachers are striving for higher levels of rigor, looking at critical thinking skills, using technology in a way that's meaningful and engaging to our students. I see teachers very purposefully designing their lessons for outcomes that are meaningful to our students, whether they're in the traditional academic subjects, or in the arts or our career technical programs. So many good things are happening in this school district. That's where we need to maintain our focus despite all the challenges that really could distract us. Thank you for providing that meaningful instructional program for all of our students in Sarasota County. I believe that our community will continue to support us in this good work.